In this video, we will be going over conversion between degrees, minutes, and seconds, and I will be using the railroad track method because this method tends to work for me when it comes to conversions. I really prefer using this method, and if you are used to this method, you'll know what it entails. So recall that when we're converting between degrees, minutes, and seconds, we are thinking about like a clock. Okay, so with a clock, you have your longhand and your shorthand, where as well as your seconds hand. Okay, so imagine a clock where one revolution. Okay. So one revolution around a clock is equivalent to 360 degrees. Okay. So keep in mind that because there are 60 minutes, so since there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, and we know that a turn around the clock, or 1 hour, is approximately, well, we know it's 360 degrees. So think of 360 degrees, or one revolution, as 1 hour. Okay. So with that in mind, we can write that 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of a degree. Okay, because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, or one revolution. Also, now let's consider seconds. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay, so it also kind of works in that case where 1 second is equivalent to 1/60th minute. Okay, so using this, we're going to just go over some basic notation. Okay, so for example, 1 degree, you would write it symbolically as 1 with the degree symbol. 1 minute, you write it as 1 with this comma, just 1 comma at the top. And also 1 second would be written as 1, and then you have 2 apostrophes, sorry, not commas, at the top to represent what all of these mean. So let's go over how we can turn a degree, minute, and second into just degrees format. Okay, so typically you write them in a way where, so for example, so going back up here, if you have 1 degree plus 1 minute plus 1 second, you would basically just push them all together as 1 degree, 1 minute, 1 second. Okay. So this is how we typically write degrees, minutes, and seconds. So how do we convert degrees, minutes, and seconds to just degrees? So we're going to be using the railroad track method. So starting with 65 degrees, since we're trying to convert it to degrees anyway, there's no point in doing anything. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this to be 65 degrees plus 9 minute plus 17 seconds. We can also rewrite it as 65 degrees if you prefer it, plus 9 minutes plus 17 seconds. They equal the same thing anyway. So the 65 degrees is fine. We don't need to do anything, but we do need to convert the minutes to degrees. Now, starting with conversion with the railroad track method, essentially we are just trying to cancel out units until we get our correct unit. So we're starting with minutes and we're trying to convert it to degrees. So we start with minutes at the top, and we don't have to put anything here, so you can kind of just ignore this the row below it, but we essentially want to convert, or we have to write minutes here, so something in terms of minutes, what value is in minutes. So converting from 9 minutes, we know that 1 minute is equivalent to 1/60th of a degree. Okay. Now notice that with railroad track method, the values at the top are my numerators, and the values in my on the bottom is my denominators. So notice that my minutes will cancel out, and I'm left with degrees as my only units, which is what I wanted. So I can rewrite this as 9 times 1/60 degrees divided by 1. And if you know just basic fraction, 9 times 160 is just the same thing as 9/60 degrees. Okay. This is approximately 0.15. So therefore, I can now rewrite, so far what I've done, I have 65 degrees plus 0.15 degrees, and I still have that 17 seconds that I need to also convert into degrees, and I'm also going to use the railroad track method. So again, starting with 17 seconds, I know that, ignore below it, but I know that the value to the adjacent lower row has to also be in seconds. And we know that 1 second is equivalent, so what's at the top is 1/60th minutes. Okay. So in that case, because there's minutes up here, there has to be minutes adjacent below it. And we know that 1 minute is equivalent to 1/60 degrees. So again, seconds will cancel out, minutes will cancel out, and I'm left with degrees as my only unit. So I can rewrite this as a fraction. This is 17 times 1/60 times 1/60 divided by 1 times 1. Sorry, degrees at the top. So basically this is the same thing as 17 divided by 60 times 60, which is just 17 divided by 3,600 degrees. So I can now rewrite my entire equation now to be, so down here, it is 65 degrees plus 0.15 degrees plus 17/360, or 3,600 degrees. So if you were to add these all together in your calculator, you should get 65.1547 ... approximately, and this would be in degrees, or you could write it as 65.1, so approximately 65.1547, and you can use the degree symbol, and this is how you would convert this degrees, minute, and seconds into just degrees. So what if we wanted to work backwards? How would we convert degrees to minutes in seconds? So let's do this example here. So I'm also going to use the train track method to convert. Now again, recall that typically the degree is usually the large number and your minutes and seconds are relegated to the decimal. So my 32 can stay as my degrees. I can rewrite 32.479 degrees, and I can separate the whole number and my decimal to be 32 degrees plus 0.479 degrees. And my goal is to turn this degrees into minutes and seconds. So I'm going to start with the 0.479, and I'm going to use the train track method. So starting with the 0.479 degrees, I'm going to again build my train track. Got nothing below it, but adjacent below, it's going to be in degrees. Now keep in mind that I know that, since I'm trying to convert it into minutes first, I know that 1/60th of a degree is equivalent to 1 minute. So the degrees ends up canceling and I'm left with minute as my leftover unit. So I can rewrite this as 0.479 times 1 minute divided by 1/60th, and so sorry, 1/60. When we do that, this is the same thing as 0.479 minutes times 60. Multiplying that together, you will get 28.74 minutes. So I can go ahead and rewrite what I have so far as 32 degrees plus 28.74 minutes. Okay. So now I need to convert this 0.74, since the 28 is going to relegate to be my minutes. So far I have 32 degrees plus 28 minutes plus 0.74 minutes. So I know this is less than 1 minute, so I can convert this into seconds. So I'm going to use this, so that is 0.74 minutes. 0.74 minutes, and I'm going to convert it into seconds. Okay, so again, nothing below here. I know that minutes is in my adjacent below, and recall that 1/60th a minute is equivalent to 1 second. My unit minutes canceled out, so I am left with 0.74 times 1 minute divided by 1/60. Again, when it comes to fractions, this is equivalent to 0.74 times 60 minutes. This gives me 44.4, not minutes, seconds. Sorry, let me fix that. Seconds. So this gives me 44.4 seconds. I can't go, I mean, we can get into milliseconds, but there's no need. We can go ahead and rewrite our entire degree now as 32 degrees plus 28 minutes plus 44 seconds. Now remember, the 44 before the decimal point is my whole seconds, and everything after that is less than. So this is less than seconds. So we just need our seconds, the whole number in seconds, and we can now rewrite this to be 32 degrees, 28 minutes, and 44 seconds. And this is my solution. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.